In primary school particularly, it's often useful to make things as kind of physical or concrete as possible. So you might actually have students take on the role of a particular cognitive function, like what's the goal? So your role today in our class is to ask everybody else what they're learning today. So it externalizes and makes concrete that internal cognitive process. And students can take turn. Today you ask the question about what you're learning today, and you ask what resources can you use to learn that. And so you kind of externalize that internal cognitive process and give roles to that so that students actually get the idea of asking other people, and they get in the habit of that, and they can internalize that. They end up asking themselves that. It becomes part of the natural internal conversation that students have with themselves as they're learning. Well, and as you get older, there's less structure that you need, but still you need to require that. For example, at any given point, a teacher may, just out of the blue, say to a student, "Why are you doing that?" Not in a dismissive or disciplinary way, but asking the students to make their internal thinking external and explicit, so that it becomes part of the conversation that teachers have. So that the conversation is not just about science or just about math, but it's about thinking and it's about learning. So the teacher is constantly asking students, why do you think that? What led you to believe that? What evidence do you have for believing that? So there's this kind of constant probing for how it is that students are thinking, and that just becomes a natural part of the conversation for older students if the teacher does that. I mean, the teacher can just talk about science and math and not all of the internal stuff, but what we mean when we talk about self-directed learning is to focus on those cognitive processes and make them explicit, make it a formal part of what students are doing and part of the conversation.